What's poppin', fellow nerds? Today we have round two from last Friday night locals. My yellow WarGreymon deck versus green. I played green twice at locals. This was the first time. Or I played green twice Friday night, I should say. My opponent did win the die roll, thankfully. He plays his Tentamon and adds the Palmon from the top of his deck. And I know I normally say I like to play the Pulse Bonds from my hand, but I don't have any other rookies, so I'm kind of forced to do that. Let's play a Bushi just to make it his turn. Green has so many memory efficient Digivolves. I'm excited to build a green deck this format. By the way, over the course of this match, you guys will see how badly I play around Nidhoggmon, which I do not play around him at all. I think there's one point in this entire match that I actually play around Nidhoggmon, and it's actually like a not super important part to do that on. And there's Nidhoggmon. Then he gets to suspend all 5k or lower Digimon, and then all suspended Digimon go to the bottom of my deck. So he just gets to +2 for free, because I am trash at playing around that card. And I Edens just to get rid of his blocker. This is actually only the third time I've ever played against green. He swings security with his Nidhoggmon, and hits probably the best card in my security that he could possibly hit for me. TK. And he gets to add that Lalamon off the top of his deck from the Tentamon. And he plays his memory setting Kin. And right now I'm asking him what that card does, because I haven't played against a green player that's played that yet. For those of you that don't know, whenever he destroys a Digimon in battle and survives, he gets to tap the Kin to gain a memory. That's what it does, and it also sets him to 3 at the beginning of his turn. So activate WarGreymmon's effect and blow up the Tentamon. And I Blinding Ray. Now I'm just activating my effects, so I get to draw off the Upa Add back to unsuspend to -6 on the Nidhogg, and then swing into security. I do hit hidden potential discovered, which gets to be added to my opponent's hand. Then I swing into security again for 12. And I swing with the Turu to draw a card from the Upa, and I do survive. And then I Chaosmon to finish off the Nidhoggmon. Then gets the Gizorb into the Blossomon, so he gets a Digivolve for free. He runs over my WarGreymon. Gains memory from Ken. Then he hard plays a Woodmon to go to 0. And Digivolves into Vegemon. Puts me to 1, and then TK puts me to 3. It was beneficial that he did not have another Nidhoggmon in his hand. There was a good chance he didn't because he'd already played one, but if he'd had another one, it just would have blown me out again and cleared my board. I swing into his Blossomon, and he does block with the Woodmon. Then I Magna to put him to 9 and recover 2 with Magnadramon's effect. So giving green a whole bunch of memory actually isn't that bad because they're so memory efficient that like they can't really abuse it that much. The hidden potentials and Digivolves into Bancho Stingmon. Then swings into my Chaosmon Valderarm. So he's 19,000 with piercing for 3 security checks. So he runs over my Chaosmon, puts me to 1, then checks 3 security. And then I actually kind of rush here, and I didn't give him a chance to activate his Ken's effect, which he does realize here. So it is an optional effect, but I don't mind us going back just because like I kind of rushed into my turn, so I don't mind takesy backsies. So it's still his turn at 0 memory. Then he Chaosmons, and then gets to attack into my Magnadramon with piercing and checks the last security. So now I have 6 memory, already drew for turn. And can I kill him through 2 security with 1 Digimon? I Blinding Ray for free. Pretty nice. Put me to 5. And this right here is one of the reasons why Yellow WarGreymon is busted. So, I swing, draw from the Upamon, activate Angelomon's effect, activate Patamon's effect, to recover +1, activate WarGreymon's effect to add that card to my hand, and -6k in the Chaosmon. Swing into a security for 11k. Swing again, activate Angelwomon's effect to play Bushi. And then swing for game with Bushi. So I do take game 1. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but if you have not already entered our giveaway, check the link in the description. Giving away one of these. Check it out. Alright, let's get back to the video. And he chooses to go second for game 2. So I'm forced to go first. And right here in the next couple of turns, you'll see my inability to play around Nidhoggmon. I know better now, but like I just kept forgetting that it was ever a card. During this match and my round 4 match. So he has a level 5 in his breeding area. So if he has Nidhoggmon, he can just bring it out and just drop it on me. So I should either keep that level 3 in my breeding area or bring it out and just swing with both. But instead I bring it out and then activate the TK. So now if he has Nidhoggmon, I just get blown out. Don't do that. I do add the WarGreymon off the TK. Boom, Nidhoggmon. Just get blown out here. He just gets to suspend both and put them on the bottom of my deck. I could have just checked 2 of his security with those 2 cards and at least gotten some value out of them, but... And then I have to hard play my Angelwoman because I don't really have any good plays in my hand. I'm really just trying to set myself up to start getting in there with WarGreymon. So in hindsight, I probably should have never brought the Bushi out of my breeding area. But... Alright, then he Chaos Mons and blows up my Angelwoman. Then we draw Salamon for turn. Pretty cool. And draw another card from the Pulsemon's effect. And then I'm level 4 starved here, so I'm just going to hard play another level 5 in hopes that it'll survive the turn. And I can play WarGreymon on the next turn. He activates Lilamon's effect, do Digiburst 2 to suspend 1 Digimon. He suspends the Pulsemon. Then he Needle Sprays and suspends my Angelwoman. Then he just runs over both of them. Sad days. And then he just hard plays the Vegemon to put me to 3. So I am super behind in this game. If it wasn't blatantly obvious. So I just Digivolve into WarGrowl and hope it survives a turn. Hindsight, probably shouldn't have brought it out of my breeding area. I don't really like leaving things in my breeding area. But I definitely should learn to start doing that because it just opens me up for destruction and removal and all kinds of stuff, which green is very good at doing. So he Digivolves into Mega Gargomon, and he suspends my WarGrowlmon, and then it does not unsuspend during my unsuspend phase. So it's like a mini Puppetmon almost. So activate WarGreymon's effect. Digiburst 2. To minus 4k on WarGreymon. I'm sorry, Mega Gargomon. Digivolve into WarGreymon. And if this had been in my breeding area, I could have done so much more on this turn, but... Then I Digivolve into Chaosmon and just blow up the Mega Gargomon and the Vegemon. So now he would have to crash his Chaosmon Valderarm to clear mine, which is pretty nice. Right now I'm just trying to claw my way back, and I get Nidhogged again. Nidhogg's a pretty good card. Consistently clearing my board just because of my inability to play around it. I target Chaosmon with Angelomon's effect on Digivolve to minus 2 security. Then I Blinding Ray to go to 3. So I draw from the Upa. And activate Angelomon's effect to play Lucemon. Lucemon's effect to recover +1. Or WarGreymon's effect to add that to my hand to unsuspend himself. And minus 1k from the Salamon. And then this is one of the only times I actually play around Nidhoggmon. I do not attack again, and I drop Chaosmon to get rid of his Chaosmon. So he's going to 9. And now I don't get blown out by Nidhoggmon just by itself. Even though he's already played, what, 2 this game? It's like, honestly, this would have been a time to not play around Nidhoggmon, but... I also didn't want to swing into security because I didn't want to die to a check, because there are a few things that I die to. Either one of the Chaosmons and Nidhoggmon and that Hercules Kabuterimon. Yeah, there are a few different things that I would have died to, and I needed him to stay on the field in order to guarantee that I'd get rid of his Chaosmon. So he sets up a Mega in his breeding area, and now it's my turn. And I activate Salamon's effect to minus 1k on his Tentomon. Draw a card from Upamon and activate Angelomon's effect. Play the Bushi from my hand. And I'm checking for 14k. Run over the Kabuterimon. Then swing for 10. Then no reason not to swing for 3 here. I do die to the check, but that's fine. And then... I'm trying to figure out how to pass turn to him. So I ended up just Eden's, just to clear his Tentomon. So he swings over my Chaosmon for 15. He does have piercing and he is checking 1 security. So I gain 3 and then he gains 1 from Kin. Then he just plays double Goblimon to make it my turn again. Activate WarGreymon's effect Digiburst 2 to minus 4k on the Hercules Kabuterimon. So now he's at 8k. Then I run it over with my Lucamon. And then I play my Patamon for 4 to recover 1, to put myself to 2 to survive the next turn. Now it seems like he's starting to run out of gas in his deck, which is nice. And he swings with the Goblimon, checks a Pitto and dies, thankfully. He Digiburst from the Lilamon to suspend my Patamon and run it over. He's just trying to survive his next turn. And then he Digivolves into Mega Gargomon to suspend my WarGreymon, and then it doesn't unsuspend during my unsuspend phase. And now, how do I win this turn? Can I win this turn? Or can I just set myself up to win on the following turn? I swing into a security with Lucamon. And I Magnadramon to put him to 9 and recover 2. So I'm back to 3 security. And he swings into my Lucamon just to kill it. And triggers Lilamon to suspend my Magnadramon. And then gains memory from Kin. And then crashes with Mega Kabuterimon into my WarGreymon. Now he's just setting up blockers so he can survive the following turn. So he has 2 blockers on the field. Let's see what I can do. He's definitely on the defensive here, which is good. So my goal here is just to clear his blockers so I can kill him on the following turn. So I Digiburst to minus 4k on the Mega Gargomon to drop it down to 7k. And I try to run it over with Magnetramon, which I'm assuming he's going to block. But I need to activate Magnetramon's effect first. And I play Lucemon from my hand. He does block with Woodmon. And then I'm really hoping that he blocks this. But I try to bait the block by crashing with WarGreymon. I do activate Upamon's effect to draw here, which I shouldn't have been able to do since I'm at 4 security. But I'd have been at such low security the entire game that my brain didn't register that I'd gone to 4 at this point. Because he'd kept me at like 2 or below like most of this game. That extra draw fortunately doesn't impact the game, but was an accidental cheating by me. Yeah, just play a TK to make it his turn and just check my security since I did add quite a bit back. And now just grab a second Blinding Ray. I have another one already in my hand to hopefully just game him on my next turn. I have a Bushi in my hand and 2 Blinding Rays. So I'm hoping that he just can't completely clear my board. So he runs over Magna, triggers Lilamon to rest Lucemon, and then gains a memory from Ken. Plays Argomon from hand. Then activates Hidden Potential to suspend Argomon to Digivolve into Chaosmon for 1. And apparently you don't have to Digivolve into a green Digimon with Hidden Potential, which is what I was reading the card for. Pretty busted. And he swings into my WarGreymon for 1 security check, piercing. So right now I know if he does not set up a blocker, I win on my turn. Which is pretty nice. So I swing security. And die to the check, but who cares? And now I know it's over. Blinding Ray, go to 5. And Bushi for game. So I do take it. 2-0. And we actually almost decked out game 2. That one dragged out a long time just for me recovering constantly. But GG to Todd, my opponent. And I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content and want to come back for more. Until next time, see ya.